On Robin Minds, we address entrepreneurship from the perspective of young business owners Kalu Solomon and Uweshi Clinton, both business owners with focus in agriculture, technology, and real estate. How can young people leverage the opportunities available to become business owners? Up next, Ebuka chats with Uweshi Clinton and Kalu Solomon on entrepreneurship.
There's a lot of talk about unemployment, about poverty in Nigeria, and how it seems like more people are falling into poverty than coming out of it in this country. And I'm joined now by Carlos Solomon, who hopefully knows a lot about entrepreneurship. Looking very bright. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
We talk a lot about unemployment in Nigeria and how it has become, for want of a better word, almost an endemic issue here. Why are we not doing enough with entrepreneurship? Why does it feel like young people don't seem to know how to pivot? There's people who have said we are taught to work for other people when we go through the school system here. Do you think that's the problem, and what should we be doing right?
The truth of the matter is not everybody can be an entrepreneur. That is why there is school, and that's why people go to school, and that is why people are being employed. But Nigerian youth today can be entrepreneurs, and they can be their own bosses, and that is why Nigerian youth today are striving hard to become entrepreneurs, to be able to earn things for themselves and also their families.
Yeah. So what did you do? Give us your what have you done that someone who's trying to do the same can learn from?
A Nigerian,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, a Nigerian child of going brought up from a Nigerian home would always, their parents would always want to say, go to school, go to school, go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. But in my own case, my mother always told me to always be myself. And I love business. I like business. I know that I can do business, and that is why I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. And so far, so good. It has been going well for me, and thank God.
So how do you maintain a business in Nigeria today? A lot of people have started businesses in this country in the last couple of years, especially with how inflation is up and down. Yeah. You know, exchange rates is crazy. The power sector is unstable. Most people try to start a year or two into it, business that closes up, they go back to what they were doing. How do you maintain your staying power in a place like this?
Just like you said, engaging in a business in Nigeria is very, very, very hard. As for me, I'm blessed with a team. My partner, my team, I have a team of creatives that will come together and will think, what can we offer to the society? There's one thing about making money. It's one thing about making money. It's another thing to have an impact in the society. And I think creating an impact in the society is the main cause that I'm pursuing today.
So how did you meet your partner? Is it someone that have you known him for a long time? Because I know people who want to start a business. There's always the talk about, oh, it's nice to start it with someone so that you both draw from each other's strengths. But it's not very easy to find a partner. How did you find a partner? Was it a friend who became a business partner, or was it a brother, or was it someone you just randomly met and decided you're going to start?
Yeah, he was a friend. Now my brother, and we came together and we looked at what can we do to offer in the society. And we looked at our options. We studied agriculture in school. We are farmers. I'm a farmer. Forget I'm dressing all cool. I'm a farmer. And we looked at what are the things we can offer the society. And we came together. We understood ourselves. Since we are friends, or since we were friends then, it was very, very easy for us. We came about it and we started.
So you both decided on what the same cause would be? You both had the same sort of interests?
Exactly.
So speaking about the business itself now, you say you're into agriculture. What part of agriculture are you into?
We have hectares of land somewhere in Oyo State, Ibadan. Okay. We are producing cassava there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also into.
Why did you decide on that?
Many people drink Gary today. Yeah, everybody loves Gary, and people drink Gary. I think the band inspired me, because at the time I was a distributor of cocoa Gary then. So I said, I could do this myself. And we started producing cassava. And it has been going well.
Because Mr. President continues to, try to push Nigerians, especially young people, to go into agriculture or that sector as a whole. But most people haven't seemed to figure out, how to work there and what they are supposed to be doing in that sector. How did you go about it? Are you mechanized farming? Are you there tilling the land yourself? Because people seem to think, you have to buy plenty hoes and cutlass to be a farmer today.
Yeah, I understand. We're into mechanized farming. We have a team. We're in partners with some people that are specialists in the field, and though they are the ones responsible for tilling and also practicing agriculture today. So it's so far, we've started since like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year now, and so far it has been going well. And we've been producing, we have the market, and we've been selling well.
So if a young person wants to go into entrepreneurship today, how do they make a stable income? What do they need to do to continue to make money?
And the thing is, have a workable plan. I think they should have a workable plan. They should stick to it. One thing in entrepreneurship is that so many people think that going into a business, if they started a business, they'll think that if they're not making money from it, they want to go to another business. Stick to your plan. Stick to what you want to do. And when you stick to what you want to do, no matter how hard it might seem at first, you will definitely make it.
But we also live in a country where there's so many things thrown at you that are going to make you not succeed. Nigeria is a very unique space. So if I want to be an astronaut today, does Nigeria let me be an astronaut? So when you say stick to the plan, for a lot of people, it's not very practical in Nigeria. So how do you start to adapt to the drama that comes with running business?
The thing is, when I mean stick to the plan, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell fish? Do you want to go into agriculture? Do you want to go into technologies? You're not the first person that has done this. Other people have done this. I have a mentor in my business. Other people too have mentors in their business. What did they do that was right? It was not easy for everyone. It has not been easy for them, and it's not also easy for me. So I think having a mentor in this game is really, really key, and also reading too. It helps.
Yeah. How do you handle? There's a lot of charges and taxes and all of these things that I know a lot of young people in business complain about. There's levies here, there's stamp duties here, there's taxes here. Do you find that that's a problem for you?
Would I say it's a problem? Yes, it is a problem, and we'll find ways around it. We'll stick to other things. And I think being an agriculturist, it also helps in farming too, because I'm not only doing agriculture, I'm also doing other things, businesses, otherwise. So I think it has been a problem to me, but with God, we'll fight it.
Do you find that young people, their complaints are valid about
yes,
things like
their
this?
complaints are valid, and I think the government should also do something about it.
What's been the biggest challenge you faced?
In my company? When we first started finding new customers. It's in Nigeria, people tend to look for companies that are already established. They don't want to go for new-faced companies or companies that are just starting. That was my biggest challenge. Hiring new employees, too, was also a big challenge, too, because finding employees that know what you want to do, would they be able to think the way you think? Would they be able to think the way my partner thinks? That was also a challenge. And also social rejection, too. When I first started, my mom was like, agriculture, agriculture, agriculture. What do you want to... People think that being a farmer is being poor. But later, she adjusted to it, so...
So how old is this company now?
We're celebrating 1 year, September 26th.
And in 1 year, you've been successful, you're saying?
Would I say, yes, I've been successful, at least with God, I've been trying.
So is it because of the kind of product you decided to zone in on, or is agriculture just that profitable?
Agriculture is profitable. It depends on how you go about it. We're also into different things. We're also into real estate. So I would say real estate and agriculture has been the face of our company, and it has really gone well for us.
Is it possible to go into agriculture without a huge capital? How do you start off?
Let me tell you, if you are going into agriculture without a huge capital, it's really, really difficult. But once you have that capital, it would, I think...
So does that mean it's not very practical for a lot of people?
Would I say it's not very practical? It's practical because agriculture, everybody eats food and everybody practices agriculture. So if you want to go into small-scale farming, you can go into small-scale farming. That is why there is subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. So if you want to be a subsistence agriculture, I think it's just for you and your family alone. But if you're going into the commercial aspects, I think you want to make money out of it.
Fair enough. Well, we're going to take a break now and come back, and we'll be sitting with your partner to see whether he agrees with you, if you really are partners.
Thank you
so much. Take a break now. Please don't go away.
We represent
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're talking agriculture and mostly entrepreneurship here on Rubbing Minds. I'm joined now by Uweshi Clinton. I was here with your partner earlier. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, straight up, let's just go into it. Sort of maybe the same questions I asked your partner earlier. Going into this business that you did, what was a priority for you? What did you want to achieve setting off into agriculture as a young person in business?
Well, I believe the reason why an entrepreneur should go into something in the first place is to make a change. Now, the conventional
Not money.
The conventional answer is to be profitable, to make profits, which is very important in this case. But so as to make a change, we had to do something. We had to change the narrative. I see people go into agriculture and other kind of businesses and fail. Now, when you go into it, it's not until you make a very great change. The fact that you're successful in it is a change. That's what I say.
So how do you decide what would be successful? How do you know what will be successful?
Yeah, like my partner said earlier, he said, knowing it in the first place, reading about it, studying it, and seeing how it was done. What did they do wrong? What did they do right? Having a workable plan. The fact that you know it, you know it's going to be successful, you know the chances of success, you know the chances of failure, then you go for what you want to go for.
So does that always work here? And I ask this because, I mean, we all know the country we live in. Nigeria is a very, whether I would like it or not, unique place to do business. For want of a better word, I would say tough. There's so many factors that you have to consider when you're running a business in Nigeria. There's taxing, and I'm not talking about one tax. The state comes, the local governments come, all of the small agencies are around hovering. We know what these problems are. Power is a big deal, you know. Your colleague earlier talked about, you know, staff, even finding reliable staff sometimes. A lot of these things are issues. So you start a business having an intention to make a change, and then it doesn't work. At what point do you say, okay, I'm done with this, or do you just stick it out? How long are you going to stick it out for? What makes you keep going?
When you receive hits after hits after hits, at some point you die. Now the point is, how do you dodge these hits?
Yeah.
That's what you look to do as an entrepreneur, to dodge hits. Like taxes and the rest, you know it's going to happen in your business. As an entrepreneur, as a leader in your company, you know it's going to happen, so you plan for them. You have professionals that are there. You might not be able to pay them at first, but you can pay them with promise of, if we're out of this, we'll pay you when we make money. Some people are there that can help you. Like you, I'm sure you have mentored some people for free. You've done some work for free. It's not because you don't know that you're supposed to charge for it, but because you know that this is a prospect and it might die if I don't help it. Now, these entrepreneurs have this, job to look for opportunities to save their companies. It must not fail. That should be your mindset. It shouldn't fail. Every way, think about it, be strategic about it, and work it out.
Yeah. I asked your colleagues earlier, what has been your biggest challenge since starting this business?
I said already, first of all, to me, I would say it in one word, was inexperience. And that was my own biggest challenge. Because as much
On
as
your part?
Yeah, on my own part,
Okay.
because it was like everything was just coming. And you had to just learn them because you haven't gone through them before. You might have read through them. There's one thing to read something, there's another thing to experience it. Now, what helped me and my partner was the fact that we knew it was going to happen. And now we're experiencing it, so we're not surprised. We just faced it and made sure it worked out.
There are a lot of people who say that, you know, young people in Nigeria have succeeded in spite of government. You know, people are just very resilient here. They go out and do their thing in spite of government. So just putting you on the spot, do you find that government helps businesses in Nigeria or is a hindrance to business here?
Well, that's putting me on the spot. It's very good. There is a huge factor. Enabling environment gives youth and entrepreneurs. Now, when you don't have a good enabling environment, when you are inexperienced and when you don't have the problem of money, it's difficult to succeed. But we thank God we have unique youths in our blessed country, Nigeria, and they still thrive, and I happen to be one of them.
You didn't answer my question there.
Did I?
Still talking about government now. What are some sectors you think government needs to sort of zone in on and help? Whether it's by giving incentives, giving tax breaks, some sectors where you believe like young people would thrive and probably wants to thrive in, but maybe if government made it a little less tedious, people would go into it more.
Well, I feel as soon as the post-COVID-19 begins effectively, I think the taxes are coming on all companies. Like big time. I feel they shouldn't do that. Personally, what do I know? If there's a way to just make it easier on SMEs, make it easier on young and growing entrepreneurs, maybe.
So, but what sectors would you be looking at particularly that government should do that for?
Well, agriculture, I'm talking from a selfish point of view, and other sectors too, like it could be media, it could be technology. I think everybody's trying in their own right.
Do you find that a lot of young people are doing in agriculture now? government doesn't believe young people are very attracted to agriculture. And there was a tweet that was put up by Mr. President about a week ago or so, saying able-bodied young people need to go back to the farms, almost as if a lot of young people are leaving as against going back to it. Do you find that young people are in the sector that you're in enough?
Okay, enough. Well, the truth is to work things out in every sector, agricultural part. I think young people are like the driving force of every sector. Manpower, workforce, tenacity. When you need rigorous people, I don't think you can hire an old man to come and handle your machineries. You'll need someone at least from their 30s to their, maybe earlier or later, but not 40s and above. You want people that can work. So in a way, these young people have been working. They've been everywhere. Now the point is, are we empowering them enough to want to take it and lead it and make something out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, in my case, the fact that I'm in this sector, it shows that I think young people, I believe the young people are attracted to it because there's money in agriculture.
I mean, the first year of business is usually the toughest. The first year of anything. First year of a child's life, first year of marriage, first year of a business.
Exactly.
And you guys are in your first year of business and you seem to have very positive stories. How have you been able to do that? Especially, it might sound like the exception to the rule. What have you done differently?
What have we done differently? Planned, having the great team, having a great partner like Solomon Kalu, having a team of creatives. Like I used to tell people that I have the best team in the world and I have unique customers. That thing helps a lot. It does. It helps you to grow. Now, another thing that is helping my company and my partner is the fact that we expect it to always get tougher every single day. So once it comes tougher, it's here, let's work on it. And let's break this.
Yeah. I mean, you talked a lot about, having a plan. Does everything have to work according to plan? Is there room for, if things go left, how you sort of fix it? How do you freestyle sometimes with problem solving, with how you get creative, or does everything have to be structured?
Naturally, life itself is creatively made. The way life course follows is not always planned. That's why people tell you life happened. I mean, something that I did not plan happened. So when there's an issue or there is a problem, we tend to solve it creatively. Personally, before I go to bed, I don't know, I think ideas just pop up in my head. I don't know how come, but I know I wake up with ideas. And I have a team too that I was always thinking of or cooking up ideas every single time because they're allowed to work like that. Not always strict. Allow people to work at their comfort zone. Allow people to work freely. You see them do work better. I think that's how to do people management.
Yeah. Okay, before we go now, I mean, if a young person who's watching now, who's trying to run a business, and you were to advise them on sort of the right systems and strategy to employ to run their business, what's probably the one grand rule for you for running a good business? Well,
seriousness is discipline. Let me phrase that. You need to be very disciplined. Discipline is like the height of it. You could have talent, you could have everything. If you're not disciplined, you won't know when to strike a balance. You won't know when to say no to things. You will not know what not to do. And sometimes just trust your instincts or your intuition, that's it me. And pray. It's important. We're Nigerians, we pray.
All right. Thank you very much, Clinton Uweshi, for being here today. And all the best with your business. Hopefully you'll be back again in 10, 15, 20 years talking about even more success in all your endeavors.
Of course.
We're going to take a break now and be right back. Please do not go away.
We represent.